Greetings, tubulators and tubulors. I thought I'd catch you up on what's been going on last year and this year. I got to think it up because I've had a nap today. A lot of people like naps, but when I take a nap, I have to reboot and start over. You think I could lean against this thing so it doesn't fall down. But anyway, let's see. 4 days before Christmas, that big feast in the world, I had all my teeth pulled. And so that put me back on eating for a couple weeks. So now I can just about break walnuts with my gums till I get my store-bought teeth in. But I have to sell something to get that done. So that kind of took some of the fun out of Christmas. I got a lot of good stuff I didn't deserve, of course. And see, then just right after Christmas, something happened or something, and then it stopped happening. So I got to make it to my 60th birthday on the 31st. I thank you all for sending me cards and letters and laundry receipts. So I got to be 60 so far. I would have never guessed I'd get 50, but here I am, 10 more than that. Yeah, 10 more than that. But here I am in the 60s. No, I was born in the 60s. Anyway, I'm 60 years old now, thank the Lord, His grace. And gee whiz. So far it's been melancholy? No, bittersweet, because we've had some deaths in the family, and so I spent about a week going to funerals and stuff. And we got Mary Ann's daughter and her son, Lucius, staying with us 24/7. That's been going on for, I don't know, 4 months. And that's interesting. So, and then we got her other daughter, we're helping through college. And then the other one, we're helping a little bit. And then all of a sudden, one of her first boy, his father up and passed, and he was really young. And anyway, we had to deal with that, and the boy, bless his heart. And gee, a lot of other things. People running in ditches, and not me. And in between, I'd play out here a couple days and go back in the house and goob around there, and pretty much on the down low, trying to make it through to someplace nice, a few more nicer days, but nothing happening. And not all the things that's happened was bad. A lot of really wonderful things happened. So that helped us all through. And I was looking through some papers. Here's my tax statement. You have to pay personal property taxes here. And it's got a list of all the cars and stuff that I've got. This is a list of all of them that you got to license them. You got to pay taxes on them and stuff. Of course, most of mine are just junkers. They won't be ever licensed again. But anyway, that's what this is about. And then found my birth certificate. I never lost it, but the guy just ran across it. It was in my file cabinet. Certificate of live birth, blah, 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 Rock Island. Stephen Ray Rains. And of course, Jack Ray Rains is my daddy. He's sweet. And Shirley Lorraine Hubbard was my mama's maiden name. And yeah, Choctaw Nation. It's got the Choctaw Nation on here. But it don't have my feet prints on it. And anyway, it don't have my feet prints on it or nothing. I don't even think it's notarized. But here it is. 60 years old, just like me. Maybe a little older. I don't know how old I was. But I remember having a fit whenever they finally got me pulled out. I didn't get to go out the door. I had to come out the window. Starting my life off that way is kind of a little bit weird. Mama's water broke. Probably coffee. And 3 days before she had me. So she laid up in that hospital repository or whatever it was in Rock Island. And after 3 days they just grabbed a knife and like that, and then I popped out. I've got reports that I had a head of hair and had a couple teeth, which I was farther ahead than I am now. And I was purple. I was just as purple as if I was rolled in grape juice. So here comes this alien popping out, purple, with hair sticking up like this and some teeth. And since he pulled me out, he had me by the head or by the arm or something. I bit that sucker because I really didn't want to get out. I was trying my best to stay in there where it was nice and warm and I could get room service. So I bit him, and I think I kicked one of the nurses in the head. And they got me over on a table, trying to get me to cry. Of course, I had all that Google junk in me, and they were siphoning it off and beating on my back and things like that. And that made me even worse mad. So I just got to fighting all of them right there. And of course the doctor was still doing this to his finger, where I took a plug out of it. And I was a junior purple, flurple, Chuck Norris little guy. And my dad went like this. He said, "Is that it?" And man, that flew all over me. And I got so mad. I was even madder then. I finally busted out squalling and crying. And if I'd have known any words, I probably would have said them right there in front of everybody. But I didn't know any words then, and wish I didn't know now. See, what else happened there? Golly, there was a ceiling fan going on. There's a ceiling fan over her bed, and he was they had me up in a blanket by then, or a swaddling clothes or something, and they was going to hand me to Mama, and I thought, man, if I can just get a hold of that ceiling fan, I'll spray everybody, because I was in the womb for, I don't know, half a year, and I hadn't peed yet. And I was really going to give everybody a good wash down on that fan, just sling it around there and just wet them down, boy. But I didn't. He held me a little bit lower than the fan. And probably a good reason, because they had the window open, you know, this was before air conditioning. And if I'd have hit that fan just right, I would have tumble turded out that window and hit down on the parking lot down there, probably on somebody's little old car, and scared the whole populace with a little purple hairy thing with teeth, growling and crying and stuff. But that didn't happen. It was all right. So Mama got to hold me and nearly squeezed the butter out of me, and I think that's it. I think the only thing else I know is Dad still saying, look in there some more and see if we got the wrong thing. And they didn't, and the doctor didn't want his other finger bit anyway, so it's just well and good. Because my dad hadn't slept in 3 days, neither did my mom. You could have handed her a sock puppet and she would have loved it. But that was my tumultuous beginning. And there's a whole bunch more that I remembered, but I can't remember now after that nap. So that's what happened then. And 60 years later, here I sit, without no hair, without no teeth, and without no anger, thank the Lord. And what else? Oh, they come at me with some scissors. I guess I don't have them in here. They look like metal shears. They come at me with some metal shears, and boy, I automatically cross my legs and stuff. And come to find out, they just snipped that thing off my belly button. So then I lost all, it felt like I lost all contact with my mom. And it was true, but I shouldn't have known it. So after that, I was free to roam around and do stuff. And they said I caused something in the nursery, but it wasn't me. So anyway, I want to thank y'all for sending me all the good stuff. Look here. Look what I'm proud of. And it's a 1959. See, it was made the same time I was born. This comes from my beautiful, wonderful friend in Florida. Sent me a really good note too. Couple pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, handwritten note. And I've got that cherished down in my filing cabinet. I got all that stuff you sent me, my Christmas cards and everything else. It's all salted back in my precious file. And it is precious to me, and all of you are. And stuff like this would just humble you, that I never thought I was worth much anyway. And then something like this comes, and sometimes it doesn't matter if you're worth it or not. You just get stuff because they think you're worth it. So thank you so very much. I love you. We're fixing. It's cold. What time of the temperature is it? It's 59 degrees. No. No, it's got to be 58 or something. Can't be 59. Everything's 59. Can't be. Must be 58. I can't do that jinxie. Can't be that jinxified. But I'm going to put this back on because it is cold on my head. Anyway, we were at Salvation Army and looking for an old ratty futon to put some of these children on, because we just had like 3 beds in the house, mine and then Mary Ann's and then Chloe's, the one that we were helping through college. She's got a room and all decked out and pretty for her. And then we got these other folks, and which is her birth mother and her brother, and sometimes we have the whole crew, her other brother and her other daughter. So we get the whole crew. Sometimes we need beds to put them on. Our couches, it was new until the kids got there, and they stand on, instead of sitting down, they stand in the middle of it, and then they make a bed and they sit down. I guess that's the way bears do, I guess. So it's kind of broke down a little bit. Broke down enough to where you can't sleep on it very well. So we got these other, we found a futon and an inflatable mattress, stuff like that. So we're all camped out. They don't have to sleep on a pallet. A lot of people think a pallet is a wood pallet. No. Here comes the youngin', Lucius, off the school bus. Hey! A pallet is a quilt laid on the floor that you lay on. You get a pallet and you get a pillar, and that's what you sleep on. Sometimes you get one over you. More often not, because it's hot. Yeah, it's usually hot. I remember one time, me and my brother, me and my cousin, Eugene, that's another one that left. I grew up with him just like a brother, or even tighter than a brother. And we were on the floor on pallets, and we had a box fan, and we had to stick our head close to that box fan to even stay where we could breathe. It was so hot. And I remember that forever, and lots of other things forever. I got lots of stories with me and Eugene. I got another cousin, Mark, and he was in there with us a lot, but he always moved away from us. So to see him, we had to go out there and see him, or him to come see us. So he wasn't as available as me and Eugene. We just grew up nearly in the same house. And he probably spent more time at my house and me at his than any time that we had. And we adventured all over. And then when we grew up to be young fellers, we adventured all over in places that we probably shouldn't have been, but we didn't get hurt about any of that stuff. We kept our mouth shut and blended in and had a good time. So there's some Eugene stories I can tell you on down the line. And the only thing I can think of is why I'm not so prolific, gee, I hope that's not a dirty word, at making these videos as I was 4 years ago, 1 year ago anyway, is that last knot on my head has got me in slow motion. So by the time I get down to wanting to do something, I usually just lay down or don't do it at all or something like that. It ain't because I don't want to do it, because I want to do this, and I think I need to do it because I'm out here with nobody. And the dogs has all heard all my jokes, so they don't even play with me anymore. So I'm going to blame it on me, pretty much. But I still care about y'all, and I still, see, I can watch your videos, and then when I go click to watch another one of your videos, it doesn't, I can't hardly go back, this is on my phone, and comment on the first video. So I got to get that figured out. But I'm getting pretty caught up with some of the stuff. Not that you and I always give a thumbs up before you even watch the video, but it's better just to comment and let you know what I think about it and how much I enjoy it, which I enjoy all of them. They're wonderful. Some of y'all are getting really slick at it too. And I get ashamed at my little efforts. But that's neither here nor there. It's somewhere else. So I'm going to tell you all that I love you. And thank you so much. And y'all take care. We got to make it 61, you know. Well, some of y'all making it to 24 and 16 and I don't know what all else. But God bless you. And I'll see you later down the trail. Pop, Snapple, crack. I got Rice Krispies in my knees now. There.